Help support our coverage with a free account on Privacy, the service that keeps you protected when shopping online. Get $5 to try it now by using promo code QZZ2J.
All right. And on that note, we have our next guest here.
Hello there.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Can you please
How's it been
introduce
this week?
yourself for us?
Well, my name is Tom Brunt, and my career is as a mobile broadcast technician. But as an engineer, I also have been trying to solve problems.
Okay.
So I have developed a lighting instrument for 360-degree camera systems. I got involved with 360-degree cameras a few years ago, and I realized that shooting stuff inside, it was very dark. And I started to look around. It's like, well, what are people doing for lighting? And then I kind of started to find out that people were just trying to come up with their own solutions. There wasn't really a viable, marketable product for
Mhm.
lighting all the way around the 360 scene. So I developed one. I spent a couple of years working on this. I call it the CL360, and it's
That is cool
there we
looking.
go.
Wow.
It just took a picture. It works. Right now, I have it working with the Theta line, the Ricoh Theta line of cameras, and actually controls the camera. So it takes like a flash style picture.
Mhm.
And let me see if I can send it to my screen here. You should be able to see that. And there's my,
Wow.
so here, if I turn it on, there we go. So the only thing you see is the bottom, uh, what's called the nadir, which is where you
Mhm.
normally would put something to cover up the tripod. A lot of people put like their logo or what have you. And I have it extended so you can change kind of like the amount of the footprint you get. As you see, it shows light all the way around the room.
That's incredible.
Basically, so it was a simple concept, but here, let me go back to my. It was a simple concept, but I decided to get a patent on it because I wanted to protect it. And now I'm
Mhm.
working with a product developing company to take what is this is all 3D printed right now, and
Oh, cool.
they're working on making it into manufacture ready. I hope to have it ready by. I hope to have it manufactured like by the middle of this year and have it out to stores. Part of my reason of being on CES was to try to start to get some buzz, and you guys found me.
Definitely. So this is primarily used for small quarters, or what would be the best use case for this?
Best use case could be things like real estate. Real estate is good. Google Street View.
Mhm.
Um, I had a couple people talk to me about using it for construction. They're starting to use 360 cameras to document construction projects, and of course, you know, some dark corners in buildings there as
Mhm.
they are building them. So I had a couple of talks about that today. The patent itself could be utilized for other types of lighting to be used for, say, if somebody has like a hunting camera. Some of the hunting cameras are now 360 now. You know, like the trail cams, and you can adapt this light to be, say, infrared for taking night photos in
Mhm.
360. You know, those are things I hope to kind of pursue as well with people. Yeah, yeah, great for exploring at night. Yes, it's good because you know there's a lot of. Let me see if I go to another sample that I have here. If I go to that, and here's an idea of like I took it at dusk. So there's like
Wow.
on the that's your natural light, and then here's adding fill. So you can use it even just for adding like fill.
That's really cool.
And some of my other shots here. Here's inside like a crowded bar. Remember when we can do this? You actually go out and party and all
No,
close
I don't
quarters and stuff like
remember.
that. Yeah. So yeah, so you see like the ambient lighting, which is pretty dark and with less detail, and then with the light,
Mhm.
you get your color temperature comes back and you get more detail. The cameras are pretty decent in low light, but of course everything has its limits. This was
That's
like an outdoor
incredible.
scene, and that's with no light. And then when you add the light to it, you get that. So it makes it useful to do more outdoor photography at like night or at different hours other than just bright sunlight.
Well, you're definitely on the right show. I know that all of us over here are big geeks about photography and videography. So using this technology is really, really awesome.
Great, great. Yes, that's what I'm hoping to do. So I've got some good response being with CES. Um, Different being virtual, but it was kind of nice to be virtual with me because it's kind of easier to kind of show people examples in the digital
Mhm.
world, as opposed to like when I'm in a bright, if I was in like say the brightness of a booth in real life,
Yeah.
it's hard to kind of show this in person. So it was kind of nice having the virtual experience this year, but I can't
It's
wait to get
also
back to
seems
next year.
Yes, definitely. It also seems like you've mastered it, in a way. You definitely have a demo all set up, which we appreciate that we were able to show that off so well. And yes,
Great,
Scott,
great.
the last comment just said that we could definitely use this in our adventures out as
Well,
well.
my website is cameralight360.com, and from there you can join the mailing list. And the mailing list,
Mhm.
I'll be keeping people up to date as far as when its release date is. You can kind of chime in with some of the features you'd like, so I can do a little tweaking right before it market. And and yeah, and I'd love to like hear from people
Of
and
course.
see some of
And
their
for
ideas.
this being one of your final prototypes, is there any more that you would like to, add on to this before it gets released?
Well, this one only has a single color temperature,
Mhm.
which is like about 6,000 K, more like a flash. The production model will have bicolor, so you'll be able to set it between anywhere between probably 3,000 and 6,000, like a lot of video production lights.
Mhm.
I use the term for like since I come from a professional video background, the little camera lights mounted on the camera were they used to be called ENG lights for electronic news gathering, for like a quick little light you put on top of the camera and you got to light things fast and be done with it. I consider
Yeah.
this like the ENG light for 360 cameras.
I like
So when
that.
you
That's a nice little chime to it.
thank you.
So you said your background is in engineering. What brought you exactly to this place that you're in now?
Well, I've always in my career going back like 30 years, I've always kind of been interested in kind of pushing technology. I started at a very modest cable studio, and we didn't have a lot of expensive gear or anything. But that didn't stop me from trying to, well, let's see what I can do with what I have. So I've kind of kept that mindset and I've kind of just embraced new technologies that have come out. I started flying Phantom drones in like 2014, and when they didn't even have any rules for them yet. And then the 360 cameras, I got the first 360 a Theta back in I think like 2016 when they were just first starting to come out. So I
Yeah.
kind of like to play with this stuff, and then as I work with it, I kind of I kind of see what ways you can use it, what ways people hopefully will be using it in the future, and maybe solving some problems. It's sort of kind of like my nature of like, oh, this is a problem. Let me see if I can like make it better. And that's what this idea started off as. I started shooting stuff indoors, and I was like, wow, this is really dark, but where can I place lights? Because you'll see the lights, and then the light bulb went off, and it was 360. So that's where
Awesome.
that's where I went to it.
Well, we're in love. And one more time, if anyone wanted to find more information about what you guys are up to and when this is going to be released, where can they go?
They can go to cameralight360.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Thomas, for coming on and talking to us about this.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Have a great rest of your CES 2021.
I hope you enjoyed that interview, and if you did, make sure you check out some of the more than 100 interviews we conducted during the virtual CES 2021 coverage. And of course, subscribe here on YouTube, hit the notification bell to learn when we post new content and when we go live.